Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Headquarters Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command and Scott Air Force Base. Today, the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command will conduct a change of command ceremony in which the outgoing Commanding General, Major General Kurt J. Ryan, will relinquish command to Major General Stephen E. Farmen. We wish to welcome the many distinguished guests, visitors, family, and friends who have joined us here today. Thank you all very much for attending. The Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command provides global deployment and distribution capabilities to deliver national objectives. As the premier surface transportation provider, SDDC delivers and sustains the joint force in peace and in war. Whenever and wherever soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen are deployed, SDDC is involved in the planning and executing the surface delivery of their equipment and supplies. We are trusted professionals, delivering readiness. Located to your front are the colors from each of SDDC's major subordinate commands. They are from left to right. The Deployment Support Command, headquartered at Birmingham, Alabama. The 595th Transportation Brigade, headquartered at Camp Arifjan, Kuwait. The 596th Transportation Brigade, Southport, North Carolina. 597th Transportation Brigade, Fort Eustis, Virginia. The 598th Transportation Brigade, headquartered at Sembach, Germany. The 599th Transportation Brigade, Wheeler Army Airfield, Hawaii. The 757th Expeditionary Rail Center, headquartered right here in St. Louis, Missouri. The 1179th Transportation Brigade, Fort Hamilton, New York. The 1189th Transportation Brigade from Charleston, South Carolina. The 1190th Transportation Brigade, headquartered in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The 1394th Transportation Brigade from Camp Pendleton, California. No matter the challenge, SDDC is committed to maintaining our focus on our number one priority, delivering readiness globally. Our music today is provided by the Midwest Winds Ensemble from the United States Air Force Band of Mid-America under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Michael Willen. Our host for today's ceremony is General Gustav F. Perna, Commanding General of the United States Army Materiel Command. The official party for today's ceremony includes General Perna, General Darren W. McDew, the Commander of the United States Transportation Command, the outgoing Commanding General of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, Major General Kurt J. Ryan, and the incoming Commanding General, Major General Stephen E. Farmen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, may I ask you to please rise for the entry of the colors and the arrival of the official party, and remain standing for the rendering of honors, the playing of our national anthem by the Midwest Winds, and the invocation delivered by the SDDC Command Chaplain, Chaplain Bradley Cattleman.
I invite you to pray with me. Dear God, what an awesome gift you have given us that each day we can enjoy our lives and the freedoms of our nation. God, I pray for every single member of the SDDC, from the 2 men who changed command today to the most junior person in this workforce. Our mission is great. Our nation needs us. So I ask you to give our leaders measured amounts of audacity, wisdom, and humility. Give us purpose and tenacious spirits wherein insurmountable obstacles become only small hurdles. God, I pray for our homes and families. May they be full of peace, love, and kind words. And even as we enjoy the safety and freedoms our nation provides, I pray for you to strengthen the men and women who fight on our behalf. Give them success in their pursuits, safety in their deeds, and honor upon their return. And make each of us worthy of their sacrifices and of the calling you've placed before us. I pray all this in your name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. The presentation of bouquets of roses to the outgoing and incoming commanders' spouses is an ongoing ceremonial tradition that we will keep today. At this time, Special Brian Isha Lewis will present a bouquet of red rosebuds to Mrs. Jennifer Ryan. The red roses symbolize the love and the affection that the men and women of SDDC feel for her. The flowers are in full bloom to symbolize that this relationship has grown and developed over the past years and serve as a simple token to remind her that she will be forever in our hearts and in our memories. Captain James Frankenberg will now present a bouquet of yellow rosebuds to Mrs. Debbie Farman, representing the beginning of new relationships, soon to be realized in the command and in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the official party will take their positions with the colors, where Major General Kurt Ryan will relinquish command of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command to Major General Stephen Farmen. The custodian of the SDDC colors is Command Sergeant Major Dana S. Mason, Jr. When the colors are not displayed for the commanding general, they are always in the care of the Command Sergeant Major. Throughout history, military leaders have often used a visible symbol of authority around which to rally their command. The organizational colors embody the spirit and the essence of the unit. The ceremonial passing of the organizational colors has existed within our Army since the days of General George Washington. Today, the passing of the SDDC colors symbolize the transfer of responsibility for the unit from Major General Ryan to Major General Farman. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, effective 16 February 2018. Signed, Stephen E. Farmen, Major General, United States Army, commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of the United States Army Materiel Command, General Gustav F. Perna.
Well, good morning, everybody. I will tell you that when I left Huntsville, Alabama this morning, it was 70 degrees and sunny. and I'm glad I'm returning there today. But it is absolutely an honor to be here on Scott Air Force Base, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this change of command, and I am greatly appreciative to the leadership of General Darren McDew for allowing me to take this role, and it's an honor to be on this stage with you. Thank you. So, to General Darren McDew and his lovely bride, Evelyn, welcome and thank you. I consider you friends, but more importantly, mentors. And I'm grateful for the continued relationship and all that we do. Thank you. To General Everhart, thank you very much for being a part of this. Dewey, it's great to meet you today. It's an honor to serve with you, and I hope our paths cross as we go forward. To Command Sergeant Major Mansker, always thanks to my battle buddy coming up here and being a part of the ceremony. To the general officers, SCSs, soldiers, airmen, and DoD civilians, thanks for being a part of today's ceremony. It is a special day for us, and I appreciate you all being a part of it. We're here today to say farewell and welcome to very talented commanding generals. I want to add my sincerest appreciation to Jennifer Ryan and to Debbie Farman. There is an old proverb that says, the strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. The same can be said of a soldier, or the entire army for that matter. Like a building to its foundation, we are only as strong as our families. And these two Army spouses are great examples of that type of integrity and strength, that type of foundation that supports every good soldier. So on behalf of the United States Army, thank you, ladies, for all that you do every day for your husbands, for our soldiers, and for their families. How about a round of applause? This great command team of Jennifer and Kurt Ryan have been in command for the past 20 months. And during that time, SDDC has operationalized itself to deploy and sustain the joint force, and they do it at the speed of war. Under Kurt's leadership, SDDC has delivered decisive effects around the world to our combatant commanders in record time. They have been both efficient and effective. They have increased its port management capability to support the larger force. They have fostered relationships with industry. And most importantly, but not least, they have integrated its reserve units into plans, exercises, and operations, key to our success. During the recent 20 months, we have watched operations go from 35 brigade moves to 55 brigade moves to 75 brigade moves. Has not been done in years to that. In the recent surge, we have moved over 2 divisions worth of equipment in just 5 months. This is because of Kurt Ryan's leadership and the great SDDC team. And I'm very grateful. Our Army is grateful. Bottom line, General Ryan spent his time operationalizing the command, better enabling support to the warfighter and our combatant commanders around the world. That is what command of SDDC is all about. So Kurt and Jennifer, on behalf of the entire AMC family and the United States Army, thank you for all that you've done for the hundreds, thousands of warfighters and their families. Job well done. I wish you both the very best. Now, SDDC is gaining a very experienced command team with Debbie and General Farman, as well as an experienced logistician and a highly capable senior leader. Steve puts up extraordinary numbers. He's demonstrated this in his last command. But Steve knows it's not about the numbers, it's about the output. He too operationalized his last command, and for that reason, and many others, he was the highest of my recommendations to command SDDC. I am confident that Steve Farmen is the right commander at the right time for SDDC. Steve, this is my charge to you. Listen carefully. I made him write it down before we came in. Steve, do whatever General McDo tells you to do and keep me informed. Inside of that, I expect you to focus and build readiness, to focus on output to the warfighter, be accountable and hold others accountable, challenge the status quo within our processes, and then at the end of the day, I trust you to do what you think is right for our soldiers, our civilians, and our families. Steve and Deb, congratulations. Thank you for taking on another command. My sincere thanks for everyone for attending today's ceremony. It's a great honor to be here, especially with these great leaders. I am forever humbled by all that serve our country. God bless our great country. God bless our joint force, our soldiers, airmen, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardmen and their families. And always remember, we are the land of the free because of the brave. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of the United States Transportation Command, General Darren W. McDo.
I love being at joint ceremonies. There are things I remind myself every time I get a chance to be in one. An Army ceremony, there's going to be a whole lot of hooah going on. I've got some hooah running through my veins right now. I'm ready to bite the head off of a snake right now. It must be something in the DNA that we teach Army leaders, because they can always make you ready to go do whatever you're ready to do. And so I appreciate that, General Perna. I look out in the crowd, and there are a lot of folks I need to acknowledge, but I want to make this relatively short because I'm right now on the fly readjusting my remarks. Mainly because he said all the really good stuff. And he said it really, really well. So I don't need to repeat it. I'm up here to do a couple things very quickly, and it's something we all do for changes of command. I'm here to convince you, and I think General Perna has done it very well, that the outgoing commander is the best you've ever seen. He is the perfect leader for the right time, and I can't imagine there being another leader anywhere close to his capabilities. And then right after that, I'm going to convince you that the next guy is going to be just as good as the last guy. And so I won't take away from that, and I'm going to do just that. But first, General Perna, thus, thanks. As you get to this level, you can only hope to spend time with people you truly admire and respect and get a chance to work at the highest levels of our government, and that's exactly what I have with you. Thank you very much, my friend. This is a rich and wonderful tradition that we have in our military services that is not shared outside of the department, and we ought to make sure that we keep these traditions going. I'm honored every time I get a chance. So good morning, everybody. I won't go individually through all the folks. It is great to see Vice Admiral Brown over there in the audience. You snuck in on me. I won't acknowledge every other general officer, every other distinguished civilian, every other soldier, sailor, Marine. I won't do all of that. I'll just say welcome. I'm honored to have you join us today. I now am humbled. This organization, this formation, these surface warriors make the difference every single day for the greatest nation on earth. There's one nation in the world that can bring an immediate force and a decisive force at our time and choosing. The people that make that difference are in this formation. The man who has led that formation for the last 20 months sits right here. And he took on the challenge that I gave him, which was to think and lead and do the things that your formation needs and the joint force needs to be better equipped to handle the challenges of our time. He did that with the audacity and the wisdom and the courage you would expect of a very senior leader in our military. reason I have even greater confidence in his abilities that he's done is for what he did some years ago. He married very, very well. Some would say, I can see all of us, out of his league. Way out of his league. There is no reason she should be with you. It says a lot about her willingness to take on a project. Says even more about her willingness to serve her nation and do all the things she knows that needs to be done to prop this guy up. Jennifer, we respect him. We absolutely love you. Thank you very much. The Farmans come in here with some credentials of their own, and you just heard about the leadership credentials. They have a deep, abiding love for this nation. As a matter of fact, Major General Farman has been value programmed right from his parents. They can't be here with us today, but Major General Farman Sr. was a MITMIC alum. Not a bad set of credentials, some not bad value programming to have as part of this formation today. He comes with all the great things that General Perna said he brings to the table. The ultimate thing he brings is leadership, and he also made a good decision some years ago. And he did what I did, was he married a good Carolina girl. And I know for a fact a good Carolina girl is going to hug everyone in this room. I know a good Carolina girl, when you need her to pray for you, she will. When you need her to cry with you, she will. And she's been doing that all her career. Debbie, welcome to our formation. I won't go through all the numbers, and I won't go through all those things that General Perna mentioned those before. I will have to put a quote in here, and I know you think it's going to be Lombardi. It's not going to be Lombardi or Peyton Manning. They've heard all of Lombardi's quotes and all of Peyton Manning's quotes. I'm going to use actually a good soldier. General George Catlett Marshall, VMI class of 1901. The time has come when we must proceed with the business of carrying the war to the enemy. Kurt, you've done that. Steve, you will do that. And you'll do it with all the effort that you can bring to bear. I have no doubt in my mind, and here's my challenge to you. Ask the tough questions. Challenge the assumptions that we've had, and we've got a great formation that's been led by a great leader, but continue to challenge those assumptions. We must wade through the complexities that is the challenges of our time. We can't reach back for answers. We can't reach forward necessarily for answers. We've got to deal with them now. And the only thing I'll ask you to do is care for them and lead them well, like you've always done. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th Commanding General of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, Major General Kurt J. Ryan.
It's always great to smile as you head out the door. And I just want to first thank the two senior leaders up here for those really great remarks. And I just want to give one more round of applause to them as leaders they are that lead these enterprises. Thank you. I have a couple welcomes. First, to my nuclear family who's present here today. It's all but one. My lovely wife, Jennifer. Sir, both of you, thank you for the warm remarks about Jennifer. And sometimes I do wonder why she follows this great career. But thank you, Jennifer. Let's give her a round of applause. It's great that as I look at the front row, all the friends of the Cornfields of Illinois Extended Joint Family that's here today with us, U.S. Transcom, members of General McDow's Joint Staff, General McDow, Chief Caruso, thank you for your incredible leadership of this very complex enterprise. It's not lost on us just how awesome it is and to see the folks in that front row who lead it every day is quite remarkable. We have our AMC Blue Air Mobility Command commander with us, 18th Air Force, our DISA friends from across the airfield, members of the JEC, our Military Sea Lift Command representation, and most importantly, the friends of the 375th Wing. Do they do a great job in support of us or what? Let's give them a round of applause. I see Kevin Tokarski out there from MARAD, from our interagency. Thank you for coming today. I think about the 375th, you know, what a great Army airfield. That became a great United States Air Force airfield. No, but just a really great place to raise a family and to live each and every day. And to our Army family that have traveled near and far, first to our SDDC command teams from around the world that sit in the second and third rows here, and the leadership of AMC Green, expertly led by General Perna and Command Sergeant Major Mansker. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, sir, for coming all the way from Huntsville. And friends of the fourth component, as General McDough loves to call our commercial allies, the industry. Represented, great to see you, sir, by Vice Admiral Andy Brown and Mr. John Collins from the Surface Committee, who has partnered with me, and quite frankly, so many others that are represented here by the industry. They move America and its interests globally each and every day. Let's give them a round of applause. By your attendance, you are communicating a very powerful message to this great organization, one that recognizes not just the leadership, but most importantly, all the amazing Joint Force soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and our incredible civilian workforce, what I call our total force of active and reserve government and industry friends. You're recognizing them for not only their sacrifices and dedication to duty through the years, and the sacrifices that they will make in the future, but also for their continued service as they and we collectively defend this great nation. So General McDough, General Perna, thank you for your leadership and for everything you've done to empower this command. By providing expert mission command and by providing the resources that allow SDDC to do our part as a service component and a major subordinate command to set and then use the globe to deliver national objectives. Our mission, our piece of this phenomenal joint deployment and distribution enterprise is to project and sustain the nation's instruments of power by all modes surface to the ends of contested lines of communication to enable our armed forces and our people to win decisively when called. To the SDDC team, I stand here humbled and proud to have served as your commanding general. Command, regardless of level, is the greatest privilege and honor that anyone can be entrusted in our military. I reflect on the book of Luke, captured as a parable of Jesus that says, "To whom much is given, much is demanded." And I must share that this command has given me much, and my hope is that I did my duty, for our nation has blessed us abundantly, and that I have paid back the debt that I owe you and this nation in your selfless service. Unit colors that you see stand here on the stage today represent all the surface warriors assigned and deployed throughout the world. Proud formations that toil tirelessly to provide options to the combatant commanders, to provide options as a force to behold. And I can tell you they punch well, they punch above their weight class, and they are a phenomenal formation. This is a total force of professionals built and sustained by commanders. They're an immediate force that can fight fast, and they're the decisive force that punches hard as America's Ready Force X, the mighty deployment support command of our reserve components. So thanks to Major General Steve Ainsworth and Brigadier General Marty Klein for all they've done to build excellence in our total force. This multi-compo force consists of 36 headquarters in total, 68 special mission teams, including 24 battalions, 18 expeditionary terminal operating elements, 10 cargo documentation teams, 3 rapid port opening elements ready to deploy on 12 hours notice at General McDow's request. And then we have the Expeditionary Rail Center and a secret weapon in Bruce Bustler called the Transportation Engineering Agency. So just today, right now, just today, over 500 reserve component soldiers, surface warriors, are deployed globally, conducting operations in support of national defense. And every one of these missions is being executed as a partnered active reserve association, a term I stole from the United States Air Force. And as they prepare and as they train for their wartime mission of projecting large-scale formations and ammunition globally. Right now, they are operating in 21 global seaports. They're at our training centers at the National Training Center and Joint Readiness Training Center. They are loading ships in Texas. They're deploying to CENTCOM as a reinforcing battalion to the main effort. An ETO and a DDST just closed to Europe this past week to give teeth to the European Deterrence Initiative. They're discharging cargo in Thailand. They're operating trains at Fort Carson and Fort Hood, and they're running military ocean terminal ammunition operations at Modco and Matsu just today. They are everywhere. They are doing our nation's business, and they are doing it with incredible excellence. Let's give this formation a round of applause. General McDougall, you challenged me on day one. I reviewed the YouTube video, but you challenged me on day one to play chess, not checkers. I'm proud to share that with your help in command and with the support of General Perna and the entire Army team, we are playing chess. And we're playing chess the only way I know how. So if you don't know, I grew up as a wrestler. I'm good with a double leg takedown and a crossface. Whoop. So on day one, I immediately put my rook on point. I lined up the pawns in a web formation, and we ran the Lombardi sweep. So we're plowing our king to the end zone. And I'll just tell you, it's messy. It's really messy. It probably resembles rugby more than chess. But it's the Army way because the Army loves to do it hard. So in closing, I just want to wish my good friend Steve Farmen and his wonderful wife Debbie a great command tour. The Surface Warriors of SDDC are putting everything they have into rebuilding deployment readiness. They know, as we all do, that the call to war or the response to disaster could come at any moment. We will not have the luxury to know of the time or have the time to get ready. We simply must be ready, and we must then strive in the long term to stay ready. Our nation and our people demand it, and I know, Steve, that you will deliver. May God bless each and every surface warrior who serves and continues to serve this phenomenal organization, and may God bless these United States of America. We are surface warriors. We are trusted professionals. We do deliver readiness. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of the Military Surface Deployment and Distribution Command, Major General Stephen E. Farmen.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to hear the Lombardi stories. I'm a Redskin fan, and Lombardi did coach the Redskins, so there's a little bit of DNA in that maybe we can carry forward. So I'm excited about that. Of course, the incoming's intended to be brief. I will, but I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be standing here at Scott Air Force Base about to take the reins of the mighty SDDC team. And for General McDowell and General Perna, acknowledge all guidance received, and I will move out smartly in that regard. Command Sergeant Major Mansker, thanks for your leadership on the AMC side and what you did to set up the formation with Command Sergeant Major Mason. The Command Chief Master chiefs, and all the command sergeant major equivalents that are here. Thank you for that. The other general officers, active and retired, senior executive service civilians, other distinguished senior leaders, friends, community leaders, colleagues, commercial transportation providers, mission partners, and families of Scott Air Force Base. What a day it is. The troops and colors look amazing and stand as a microcosm of the global team of SDDC trusted professionals, as was stated, over 5,000 strong, projecting readiness and trust wherever and whenever it is needed in support of joint forces. Debbie and I are both honored and humbled to be in your company and eager and excited for what lies ahead. The opportunity to spearhead such a superb, dynamic team of professionals during these complex and uncertain times is a privilege of immense responsibility, and we don't take that lightly or for granted. SDDC over the past 50-plus years has deployed, sustained, and redeployed U.S. forces on a global basis in support of conflicts and crises of all sizes. I look forward to harvesting relationships with our extended teammates across the Joint Deployment and Distribution Enterprise, our commercial transportation providers, and our reserve component to build on this legacy of excellence. Getting our mission right requires a team of teams approach, and we will work to achieve this daily, to garner the speed required to fight tonight, fight fast, and thrive in a complex world. To my friend and teammate, Major General Kurt Ryan, Jennifer, and your family, you should feel immensely proud of your accomplishments here at Team SDDC. You are handing over an exceptional organization with a great reputation, and I am honored to take the baton from you and build on the solid foundation you have worked so hard to put in place. Debbie and I can't thank you enough for all you did to make our transition smooth. You set the tone for collaboration and transparency from the beginning, and it was felt across the organization. Our sincere thanks to you and all. How about another big round of applause for the Ryans? General McDew and General Perna, thank you for your trust and confidence, and I will not let you down. To Team SDDC and the entire Joint Deployment and Distribution Enterprise, I say this: if we accomplish anything, it will be because we did it together. Thank you all for making the time and effort to be part of this ceremony today. We look forward to working with all of you. Army strong, together we deliver.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the Army Song. The words are printed on the back of your programs, and following the Army Song, please remain standing for the retiring of the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in place as the official party departs and then the organizational colors are retired. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you very much for attending. Major General and Mrs. Ryan will remain at the rear of the theater for a short while to say their farewells. Please join us at the Scott Event Center for a reception to welcome Major General and Mrs. Farmen. Please be safe as you exit the theater and enjoy the rest of your day.